Hello, Professor and fellow classmates, and those who will be watching this video. I'm Nilin, and as part of the web introduction course, I'm making this video to show my impressions as well as what I've learned regarding APIs. As everyone has known, APIs is application programmable interface that are used for many reasons, and I think APIs are very useful. As per the instructions, one of my favorite APIs that I use to start learning how to use APIs itself is called COVID-19 API. Again, one of my favorite and API that I think very useful is the COVID-19 API. So what is COVID-19 API? This API is a RESTful API that allows users to fetch real-time and historical statistics for COVID-19. Now it might not be as useful, but I remember back in 2020-21 where COVID-19 pandemic was still ongoing and countries are continuing to report cases as they continue to rise. This was one of the APIs that introduced me to how it is used in programming languages, Python and Java and PHP, whatever. So this is a very simple API that has 3 endpoints, and this is the Rapid API website that I'll be showcasing this API that I've used to learn. One of the 3 endpoints is the get country that shows real-time information regarding COVID-19 cases, such as the total and active cases. Well, another endpoint is the statistics that shows the total current cases, deaths, tolls, as well as tests, where you can search by country or the statistics all over the world. There's also the get history points that is one of the endpoints that shows you can country level or world level information. The good point about this COVID-19 API is that it has only 550 milliseconds latency. So this makes it easy and make it fast to be implemented into applications or websites. So when this ensures fast and rapid requests as well as answers to requests. Another good point of this COVID-19 API is that the user request is unlimited unless you go over 60 requests per minute. So in this case, if the request is less than 60, the number of requests is like less than 60 per minute, this means that you can use unlimited requests within that month. So let me give you an example of one of the endpoints. Let's say you want to ask information for this country. Let's go to the search for a country. Let's go for USA. And you can test this endpoint and they will give you the result here. There's one result and the response for the result here, USA, and here is the result. And if we want to go statistics, we can also use it to search for USA and test the endpoint. And they will give you the users and response here. And it will give a list of the numbers of population, the total cases today, active cases, critical, recovered total, the number of deaths here, as well as the test. So from these results, one can use these database and real-time data that is updated every 15 minutes to build apps such as COVID-19 tracker websites, apps just normal device app, mobile apps, machine learning models to build predictive and forecasting algorithm, which was all the fast during the COVID-19. These algorithm and forecasting machine learnings can be used to study how pandemics work and how they spread from countries to countries. So that's why I think this COVID-19 API was very useful. And the API itself runs very simple as there are only 3 endpoints, so it's not as complicated as other APIs. So how does this API work? As you know, COVID-19 uses the RESTful framework or principle. RESTful stands for Representational State Transfer, kind of like framework. So it is a kind of set guidelines that a developer should follow. This RESTful framework is used with HTTP requests. So first, a client sends a request for information, which is sent by the HTTP protocol with the GET method, and then the end server itself starts processing this HTTP request and prepares the resources, the COVID data, after the according to the header tag that is used with HTTP request. Afterwards, the server sends back response in the JSON formatted response back to the client. And here is another example that how we can use COVID-19 API with website by using JavaScript. So first, we have to set up the JavaScript environment. We can use this by text editors such as Atoms, VS Code, Notepad++. For me, I used Visual Studio Code, and this is the code snippet that is the main point of how to use COVID-19 API. You can using the keyword fetch and then the website of the API itself, and then you have to put the keys like the history, the country, which country it is, what day it is, and don't forget the get method. And then the server itself will give out the response for this JavaScript. I think this API is very useful to learn as it's not that complicated. So for novice users such as myself, I feel like I can use this API to explore the world of APIs and how it works within websites and within programs in itself. I think this has been helpful for everyone, as well as getting to know more about what API is all about. And thank you for watching this video.